in the last installment, I pretty much said everything that I think I can say for sure. So everything else that I say, you got to keep in mind that I'm not sure about. I can only relate what's my experience, really, or I guess I can relate what others have said of their experiences as well. But all I can relate is experience, and I can't really vouch for how very much for its ultimate truth, or whatever you want to call it. It's true to the situation of anyone who's experienced it. That's as far as we can go. Well, not everything that's said, of course, is true, but I'm going to try to be as true as I can in talking about my experiences, at least. And that's what it comes down to, experiences. I don't believe it's possible to say anything at all that makes any sense at all about the ultimate, the absolute, the God, the divinity, whatever it is that the mystic seeks union with and achieves union with, actually. And so I'm not going to talk about that, but I can talk about some of the experiences of the mystic when there isn't unity, or at least when there isn't a conscious unity that blocks out everything else, because in fact that's one of the experiences that someone can have. That's like religious experience. That's where everything goes out of existence, of course, except what's indescribable. And that means the I, the consciousness, the sense of I amness that I'm sure about, intellectually is certain sure about, isn't there, or a gap is experienced, so that later on, when this I amness returns, it can say, where was my I amness? Instead, there was this utterly indescribable reality, and so that's one of the experiences. If you're standing up when that happens, it's pretty unlikely. It's pretty unlikely that you're going to stay standing. Though, of course, it's possible. Who am I to say? It's very, very unlikely that I would stay standing. Losing consciousness is like that. But of course, there's losing consciousness into black, and there's losing consciousness into white. It's, I think death must be something like that, black and white, black or white, extinction or absorption into this indescribable reality. I asked a friend, kind of a mentor actually, to look at the earlier entries that I've made in this video diary of thought, and I asked him to look because I was a little bit skeptical of doing this sort of thing. It's just seems rather presumptuous to me, and he agreed with me that it was presumptuous, but that it wasn't important what the content was, as much as doing it. And when I heard him, well, I didn't hear him. When I read him write that, I experienced a different way of looking at this this whole experiment, and just there are so many people out there who talk about the experiences, and they're so sure. They have such a system, such a way. That they have guidance for people, and maybe it's good. Maybe it's good for people to talk about it who don't have any guidance, who say, you know, this is a process that is so unique and so individual to every human who really goes on the search. Most people never do, you know. But why should they? If you know, if it doesn't grab you, why should you do it? You shouldn't. So, for those of us who are grabbed, you know, it's not any better than not being grabbed. It's just you got grabbed, and sometimes when you're grabbed, it picks you up and shakes you really hard. It's religious experience is highly variable. There are certain things that seem to have a very broad resonance in a lot of different people's experiences, and you know, experiences of light are not at all uncommon in a religious experience, and there are specific kinds of traditions, like the whole idea of Kundalini energy and the way it manifests and the way it awakens in a human being. It's symbolized by a snake that's coiled at the base of the spine, and it's I guess that's the Kali energy or something. You know, that's the energy it springs, and then, but at the same time it's drawn, and at the same time it's something that comes from the Shiva end. The Sahasrara is the Hindu name in the Kundalini system. That's the crown chakra, the top of your head, or even maybe just above your head. It's, you know, does your head have a top at that point? It's a very interesting question. And of course, subjective. You know, people will tell you all about their experiences, and that's great. That's wonderful. And they will also tell you that that's how you should judge and your own experiences, and that's a little bit more doubtful. I mean, sure, you should learn and look, but I don't think you should assume. I don't think anybody. This is one of the big problems in the world, is that people, they decide that book or scripture or that prophet or that teacher or whatever, or that philosophy or political ideology, that's it. And it isn't. It's just part of it. I mean, it's way beyond any of that. And I think the more people let go of needing to be sure, the more they realize that actually we're sure of very little. I'm only sure of, you know, being aware that I'm here. If people got that more, I think there'd be less conflict, or at least less conflict that wasn't play, that wasn't you know, play can get pretty serious, and sporting events are really a form of war. But you know, they're better than war. So I guess that's all there is this time.